What's up next for Team Ortiz?
Well, right now we're just waiting. We don't know because of the whole pandemic thing. We know that Goldenboy has a bunch of fighters that need to fight next. You know, so we're not rushing or demanding like, hey, we need to fight next. We need to fight already, because we understand that a lot of guys. Now, maybe we could do that and get him next, but I wouldn't feel right as in pushing people to the side. Some of those kids, they gotta eat too. So you know, we're just waiting to see when they feel like, you know, when is Vergil next and who they're gonna target. Again, I never know who they put in front of us. Whoever they put in front, usually what happens is you know, they'll call me like, hey, this is the date, and you're gonna go against this guy. That's it. There's no such thing as, for us, there's no such thing as in all right, pick out of these 4 guys. What do you think? We don't do that. I've had a talk with them, and I told them, you don't have to do that with me. There's nobody that we're figuring that. When Vergil gets in with somebody, he's gonna be ready, regardless of who he is or not. He's gonna be ready. So if you ever hear anything like, oh, he dug this guy, trust me, that ain't it. We just, I don't have to worry about it. That's, you know, people that do that, that have to worry about fighting this guy, or okay, well then now let's fight this guy. Those are people that are worried and that know that they lack something in their game and that they still need time to, you know, to progress it. But my son's young and my son's strong. He has a lot of experience, more than what people even feel like, you know, or think. You know, they think that, you know, this last outing, like, you know, he's doing all these angles and they think that he's developing so great, this and that. He's been doing this shit years back. He just never had to.
Right.
You know, he never had to. There's no reason for me to go do a spin move and a fadeaway when I can just lay it up. Why? There's no point. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Unless you're trying to clown somebody, then you do it. Which that guy was talking a lot of shit. So guess what Vergil did? Vergil clowned him. That's exactly what you saw. The guy was talking a lot of shit, and so you know, my son told me he wanted to put a whooping on him because he was talking too much. And I said, well then just jab the shit out of him. I said, jab him, and instead of throwing a lot of power, drop your power and put the punch volume up more. Now instead of going hard punches, just drop it down and just raise up the punch volume. And my son punches so hard, it's like, you know, it's kind of like punching as hard as them, but harder still. That's all it was. That's all it was. You seen I think in the 7th round where he made angles on him and he didn't throw a punch. He just did it. He was showing him what he could do. That's all it was.
Yep.
He does that all the time. It's like, for him, it's not a big deal.
Just mentally breaking him down.
He's breaking him down. That's all he did. That's all he did. And you know, he could have gone to the body a lot more. But again, if he went to the body, he takes him out in the 4th round. That's the truth. You saw at the end of the round on the sideline, he started going to the body, and you saw him start folding. But you didn't see the left body. You didn't see him go to the left body, and there's a reason for that. There's, you know, there's just guys like that. They expect something, and you just don't give it to them. And when they feel safe, then take it to them. But he didn't have to use his left body punch to even do anything like that. But this Vergil's just ahead. He's just too. He's good. He's good. And I'm not saying he's my son, but I tell you, I criticize him and I tell him, and I've always been hard on him, and there's a reason. Is like I want my son to be the best, and I don't want him to lack anything, and you know, and you know, I'll tell you one thing. I used to have parents and some coaches always tell me that I'm an asshole to my son, that I'm too hard on him. I need to give him a break, or I need to not be so tough on him. And I still remember this, telling them, well, if you think I'm an asshole, I'll be honest with you. I think you're the fucking asshole. And I would say, let me tell you why. Because you're sending your son out possibly to more, you know, you're sending him into a war. You're not even sending him out prepared. The U.S. military won't send their guys out for a war just so. I said, they prepare these guys because they prepare to win. I said, you sending your kid out there like that against a kid of my caliber, my son's liable to crush your kid and to hurt him and send him to the hospital. So if you're sending your kid out to war in boxing and you're going easy on him because he needs a break or he this and that. I said, you're an asshole because you're sending him to get his ass whooped. I said, no parent should ever send their kids out to get their ass whooped. I said, and that's what you're doing. I said, I don't send my kids out there for that. I'm tough on my kids so that way he doesn't get his ass whooped, so he doesn't get hurt, and to avoid that as much as possibly can. So that's how I see it. So when somebody's tough on their kids and I see that, I always think like that. I think this person is doing that, so this kid's ready no matter what. And then when I see other people, they win like a little local tournament, they take a month off and they go on vacation and they go throw parties. Those are the same people that are satisfied being local celebrities. You know, they're satisfied with being just the pride of North something or the pride of this one and selling T-shirts and just for that city. That's not what I want for my son. I want my son to be international. I want him to be the world. You know, when my son would win national titles, I tell him all the time, big deal. I said, Vergil, first of all, you're supposed to make it to the national championship no matter what. In the championship, not in the national, just the national championship, you're supposed to be there. Second of all, you're supposed to win no matter what. You're the best. To me, you're always supposed to win. You should always feel like second place is a failure no matter what. I said, because at the end you didn't win. I said, you have to be better than these guys. These guys aren't better than you. If you're better at somebody than something, then there's no reason that person should be better than you in winning and placing. I said, so you don't do that to yourself. Don't ever feel satisfied with losing or I said, no. I said, accept it if you do. Accept that you did that. I said, but don't be satisfied with it because that'll get you nowhere. You know, and that's pretty much how I always went about things.
Yeah, no, I can identify with that a lot. You know, the asshole parent kind of a little bit. Yeah. You know, being prior military myself as well. You know, that's something that you're absolutely right about. You know, it is a preparation for anything that's to come, and to be able to conquer that and have that mental toughness to just keep driving. One big thing that we say is, you know, if you're not pissed off for greatness, you're okay with being mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, the U.S. doesn't have the best military in the world because we just, okay, you know, okay, well, he ran this, at least he finished the mile. No, like, it has to be better. You guys got to be better. You guys have to be on those toes. And it's just the way it is. If you really care about your kids, you know, you shouldn't be happy because your kids pass a grade. They should be passing with all A's. They should be passing with all A's. With my son, he had to have nothing lower than a 92. When I got home, he already had all 1,500 different sit-ups done before I got home. He had to be already ready to go to the gym, and he had to hit the bags as hard as he did the first round as the last round, and there was no excuse. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear him I'm sore or I don't feel it. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm not even, because when you're fighting, you're not gonna say, I'm sore, I don't feel it.
Can't say that in the ring.
You have to fight.
Yep.
And, so anyway, that's where my son has and why he's become where he's at. That's why. So it's rubbed off on him, and he understands now. Now he understands. He understands now, and I think that's a great thing to teach you, that you know, to know and to understand that being mediocre or being the best around in the district. So what? That just means you're only better than these guys who aren't good enough. Be better than everybody. That's what you should be. Absolutely,
man. Last thoughts? Any shout outs? Any people that you're grateful for the support? Anybody that is always by your side that you just want to mention as far as this process or just the life process, with you and Ortiz Jr.
Well, I wanted to give shout outs to people like you. There's guys who came here and painted the mural. My family. Everybody that's been involved in just not like as in what benefits me, but more like learning wise. But a lot of things people don't forget to thank. And for me, like, I like to thank my teachers, my old teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of teachers a few teachers that treated me more like a son, more than they should have. I learned a lot from these teachers. Coach Good, Robert Holt, my principal, Robert Holt, who used to play for the Buffalo Bills. He used to be a football player, NFL football player. just a lot of teachers, man, and Mr. Brinkley, Mr. Stewart, who are all AEC teachers, alternative behind here. I've learned from them. Ms. Ortiz, Ms. Vergil. I still remember. It's funny. I'm 40 and I can still remember these people, and they've made a difference in my life, and you know they don't realize that they make a big difference in people's lives, and coaches, Jimmy Vergil made a big difference in my life. He's taught me everything in boxing. Without him, I wouldn't be here where I am. Hector Beltran, his brother Yuli, but Gene, he taught me the sweet science. Like literally taught me this. He taught me to get over my my pride in boxing. Instead of sitting there and being a rollies and having a fight, like, hey, you're scared, you don't want. Like, I'll think the guy, box the guy, and Gene's a man who I feel like should be recognized because hell, he made Earl. He's the one that made Earl Spence. He made Luis Yanez. That's 2 Olympians. He would have had a 3rd one if they would have not changed the age bracket. I mean, the age for going into the Olympics. But you know, just people like that, and you know, my son, you know. For him to put the extra effort he does. Some people just do enough just to get past, or just just to be that good. But he goes on and beyond what he does. And there's things that he does that he shouldn't have to, and that most kids or people won't do just to be better. And that just shows, Mayweather used to do stuff. I'm not comparing him to Mayweather or nothing, but I mean the work ethic. You can see he'd be driving one day at night, and he's like, "Let's go to the gym." And he'd go and he'd train, and I'd hear this, and I hear that this is true. And same thing with Manny Pacquiao. And I've heard this all from Eli Setback. Eli Setback knows a lot, and shout out to Eli Setback and Robert Garcia. But Eli tells me the same thing. He tells me, I've been around a lot of big legends, and always around. And I'll tell you one thing is, what I see with Vergil's, what I see in common with these 2 guys only, and it's the work ethic and how they go about it. And so so really just shout out to those guys, and that's and my mom. My mom puts up with some of my stuff, and because I'm kind of strict on. I want it done, like want it done right, and but she always does everything pretty good. That's it. Oh, Kenneth too, DFWE, because he always sticks me with my shirts, man.
Hey, you got some great shirts out there. I know I grabbed quite a few of them.
Good
so
shirts,
they love those shirts, man. Yeah. But so thank you. Shout out to you. Shout out to Team Ortiz and what you all are doing. For the city of Grand Prairie, for Texas boxing, just for the youth, for all of this. So we appreciate you all. We support you, and once again, Tommy Rush with the Standing 8 Podcast, signing off. Thank you.